Hey everyone, this is Chef. Welcome back to Uma. Let's go get our free polls in for the day and see how we are looking. Or are we out of support cards now? No, here's the free poll. Never mind. Let's see if today is the day that we manage to get ourselves Kitasan or not. Honestly, any mile runner would be fine. We shall see. Not looking exceptionally promising, however, there's always a chance that these could upgrade. It's a lot of Haru. Not quite. It's a lot of Haru. Nothing. That's okay. We are not super hurting for trainees, and I believe tomorrow starts the support card pulls, which I think are going to be much, much more valuable for us. We have another trainee ticket that has appeared from somewhere. I don't exactly know where those are coming from at this point. Probably from the event rewards, if I had to guess. But that's okay. And then we also have Team Trials reset today, so we'll grab our carrots from that. And then we'll run down what we worked on stream yesterday. So most of what we did on stream yesterday was deck refinement for long runners. We built 3 separate Super Creeks. They came out varying degrees of good. The biggest impetus for working on this is that I've been watching a few other people make some guide videos about Trackblazer. And one of the biggest pieces of feedback that I see people give is that you should get Mile to at least C and maybe even like B or A. I don't necessarily subscribe to that, and so I wanted to experiment with how you can put together a runner that actually just skips running any Mile races completely. And I think there's actually room for even more improvement in this deck. So I'll run you through what we tried. We first tried something like this, a fairly standard 3-speed, 2-power, 1-stamina deck. Worked out fine. The biggest problem is that Marvelous Sunday doesn't really do anything, and that Kawakami Princess at 2 Limit Break doesn't actually have any friendship growth, or starting friendship, so very, very difficult to get her to gold by Summer Break Year 2. We then tried this deck, where we got rid of the stamina card, because we got to 1,000 stamina just by running one of them. And we also got rid of Marvelous Sunday, replacing her with a card that actually does something. Hishi Amazon has much better actual power growth. The overall result wasn't as good, but the deck did feel a bit smoother to play, and we identified that the issue is probably Kawakami Princess being here. So for the third deck, we tried 4 speed instead. We said, alright, fine, look, we really want to cap speed. We're going to drop both of the power cards. We're just going to skip training power altogether. Let's bring in 2 cards that are really good at just wandering around and giving good stats. And for this deck, we had around 900 speed by the end of Classic Year, which is really, really good. Arguably, it was too good. So I think the best Creek deck probably lives somewhere between this deck and somewhere between this deck, where we don't need Cafe here. We don't need the dedicated stamina card. And what we also probably don't need 3 speed cards. We should just drop Kawakami Princess for Tosin Jordan. We probably keep Marvelous Sunday. And then we bring in either Fine Motion or we bring in Haru as a wandering card. And we just keep Marvelous Sunday here for like initial stat growths, and that's about it. I don't love that, but it does make our early career a bit smoother. And honestly, I'm still not completely set on what deck we should be running for Creek. So that's what we're going to work on today. We're going to continue doing our long runner deck refinement, and we're going to see if we can achieve even better results with a runner that cannot run miles without significant stat investment. Or not stat investment, spark investment. As far as parents are concerned, we'll just look for anything that's 2-star or above. Inheriting medium or long is fine. Inheriting turf is fine. Inheriting pace is fine. We'll filter on our overall affinity. I believe this was the parent that we were using most of the time. We've got both turf and long sparks here. Tail held high is good. Ignited speed is good. Even though Creek is actually in this inheritance chain, which is not super ideal, we still have, it's still our best affinity overall, so it's okay. And then for our other legacies, we search for very much the same thing. Well, for turf, medium long, pace is fine. The medium sparks are just going to help us clear careers a bit more consistently. We definitely want to lean towards long if we can, but if we inherit medium S, that's really nice for winning a lot of like the triple crown races and some of the senior crown races as well. I believe it was this Brian that we were also using. It's full stamina inherits, full long inherits. We get Umastan out of this, we get URA Finale Sparks out of this, Corner Adept is good. I'm pretty sure this is the one that we were using. So we had something like that set up. And then as far as the deck was concerned, we were thinking about doing this with the, where is she? Where did you go? With Fuku as a Baro. There's one. That's good enough. We were thinking about doing something like this, because I'm not a huge fan of the Marvelous Sunday power card. It's possible, though, that this should probably be Marvelous Sunday, just because we do get a lot of initial stats off of this. The only thing that annoys me about this is that after you make it through your junior year, Marvelous Sunday doesn't really do anything. She's just there for race bonus and friendship bonus, but we're not really actively looking to train power that much. We actually want speed training to train most of our power. And so I think that's why we were leaning more towards running something like this and going with Air Groove instead. Because Air Groove doesn't give you the initial stats, so she's going to make your starting career worse. She has slightly lower race bonus, she's 10% instead of 15, but the advantage is that she has something like 50 mood effect and 10 training effectiveness, so she's consistently good throughout your entire career. If she lands on some random speed training in summer break, she has a significant amount of extra stats, and with her and Haru in the deck, it's possible that you have some really good guts trainings that also end up building your speed and your power. So I actually think I'm going to try this. We know that we're a little short of speed cap, running 3 speed cards, although I believe the configuration that we were using on stream was this specifically, where we were using Kawakami Princess instead. Issue here being that we don't unlock Friendship Gauge until we have 1 more on cap. So this is going to be a slightly stronger speed card, but being able to train some double friendship guts I think is going to help make up the difference. And then Fine Motion is mostly just here to wander. We don't necessarily want to train Wit, although Wit training is nice if you can find the opportunity. We're more looking for Fine Motion to travel around to power trainings and to guts trainings, and maybe to some stamina trainings here and there, so that you can help out with our stat growths over the course of a run. So, let's jump in. Let's see how a deck that does not bother, or a trainee that does not bother running miles actually works out mechanically. 84 stamina out of our inheritance is going to make it so that we really don't have to worry about training stamina that much unless it's a very good training. And then for your first 12 turns or so, you're just playing URA Finale. I don't really like the idea of leveling up our power facility, but with 3 friends there and a hint, we'll take it. Speed Stamina 10 is probably preferable to Wit here, just to build core stats. That's not as good. None of these are really as good. This could be our first Recreation. It's either that or it's a Wit, but 11 Wit is not really that exciting. No, not Rest. Would love to see Karaoke. Karaoke's great. So there's mood fixed, don't have to worry about that ever again. 2 friendships on Guts, 1 friendship on Wit, 2 friendships on Stamina. I don't really care about Fine Motion's friendship, and I definitely don't care about Haru's friendship. I would rather have Shinko Lindy online early, so let's take a Wit training. It's also more important for us to level the Wit facility than the Speed facility, because we're going to be spending more time there. Extra 10 stamina, 1 friend, 3 friends. That's looking like a power training. Don't mind training power. We can get energy out of this. Okay wit. Even better speed, though. Speed is our core facility. We want to be training speed when we can. We want to be training wit when we can. Guts, power, stamina, we're going to try and take care of in summer break. Speed is what we want leveled. So let's spend some training time there and also build friendships up. That, again, is still looking like a really appealing speed training to me. Yeah, we can just take that again. I don't feel like I need to take it one more time. In fact, all of these trainings are quite bad. I think we can just rest here to get energy back. Corner recovery hints we don't necessarily need. Our creek is not at potential 5, which means that we do not have any access to Swinging Maestro. We're just going to focus on getting Breath of Fresh Air as our recovery, and we're going to leave it at that. That's another incredible speed training. We absolutely take that. Really, really good friendship progress so far. We get energy back out of Haru being here. Nothing, nothing. 2, 2, and 1. We're losing friendship progress by taking wit versus power and guts, but we're leveling a core facility, and we're also preserving energy, which is very important with how much energy you spend on races. So we'll take a wit here. And then we can just take speed to preserve our energy. So another pretty good wit training. It's better than power, it's better than guts. Yeah, we can just take wit again. And then we have 2 friends, also 2 friends. I like the idea of continuing to try and level speed. So let's make sure we're doing that. There's speed to 2. If we have the opportunity to buy speed training facility level ups, I think we take it. That's probably the only one that we care about, though. And then there's debut done. Initial stats are the kind of thing that helps with that, but you also don't necessarily need them if you have good trainings in the early game. Losing Gamble's unfortunate, but we're mostly full energy, so we can afford to gamble on it. We can still train next turn no matter what happens after that. Then, first shot. Grilled carrots is huge. We love to see that early. Master Cleat, this can wait until the end of the run. This is not a hugely important pickup. Neither of these speed notepads are very good. In general, I don't think notepads are worth buying unless you are, like, extremely rich on shop coins. So we're just going to grab the Motivating Megaphone, and we're going to actively look to use this thing if we see a good training. It does cost 55, but if we can get around 25 to 30 extra stats out of it, it's a good buy. And the more important thing, we'll just use carrots immediately. No reason to hold on to that. The more important thing is that if you are playing Trackblazer, we'll just auto-consume our stat items as well. If you're playing Trackblazer without a high aptitude for miles, you can't race for like the first 5 turns. The first race you could possibly do is the Fuya Stakes. You can also do this pre-open. You can also technically do this pre-open, but I've found, in my experience, the better route is to go here, here, and here, because you cannot get a multiple races penalty on late December. So this is more or less what the schedule looks like when you are not inheriting mile aptitudes. And obviously the issue with this is that you're running pre-opens, so you're not getting a ton of stats out of these, you're not getting a ton of fans out of these. But what you are getting are shop coins, and shop coins are what allows you to accelerate your run with things like grilled carrots, facility level ups, things like that. They're also pre-opens, so the fact that we don't have a ton of starting stats in our deck doesn't matter as much because we're beating up on a bunch of NPCs that are like part-time runners, basically. We don't care about Haru hints, that's only stats, and this is also a speed training facility level up, so we take speed here, and then this is probably going to lead us into a rest. We're waiting to see one really good training to pop our microphone, or our megaphone. We could do it here, or we could do it here, and still get good value out of that. That's a decent wit. We don't care a ton about Haru's friendship. But we do like the idea of leveling Wit as a facility, and we know that we can train next turn safely. I think this is a fine turn to pop a Megaphone. We're not going to get a lot of stats out of this, but we are going to buy more of them later in the run. And if we see one good speed training in like early August, it's really going to help accelerate our training overall. Or one good any training, honestly. So there's Wit to 2. Not a good speed. Okay power, but not at 13%. I don't feel compelled to take that. And it's also just an okay Wit. I think I can rest this turn, and then we can train late August with the last turn of the Megaphone. Not good. It's okay. Not good, not good, not good. Let's just preserve energy here. We're gonna whiff on a lot of the stats we could have gotten out of the Megaphone, but we're about to get a lot more race points out of doing these next couple races, so it's okay. That's also a pretty good Wit for energy conservation. I think we can just go ahead and take that again. And then we'd really like to run both of these. I do not need Murmur. This is going to be a long Team Trials runner. This is probably not going to be Breath of Fresh Air. It's really early for that to show up. Yeah, it's just straightaway recovery. We're going to be down a gold recovery, which kind of sucks. And then we are passing up probably a power training. That's an okay power training to run an open. But we're doing this for shop points. We're not necessarily doing it for stats. There's a shop refresh today, and we'd like to buy if we can. So let's see what we've got. There's the shop refresh. Speed ankle weights, very high priority. Coaching Megaphone, relatively high priority. Reset whistles are nice to have. Speed manual at a discount, we'd like to pick this up if we could. Plain cupcake, we definitely want to pick this up. But we're running a race today as well. We can just get it then. We could even wait as long as the Kyoto Junior Stakes to grab that if we really wanted to. It depends on what the trainings look like today. It's an okay stamina. It's also an okay Wit. But I would really like to keep building shop momentum here, and we can train late October, early November anyway. So let's go ahead and keep building shop coins. Good. By a neck, but a win is a win. We can still train safely next turn, and if we train Wit, we could train safely 2 turns in a row. We know that stamina is going to be fine because we're inheriting it, so we can take speed Wit from this. And then as far as the shop goes, we also want this cupcake, we also want the speed manual. We wouldn't mind getting a Guts notepad, but we can wait 2 turns on that, and we can see if anything better shows up in the shop. I don't really want to spend 10 right now if I don't need to. That's a great power training, so this is probably going to be power training into rest. We'll go ahead and take that. Very nice for working on Toast and Jordan's friendship to get a hint out of that. We definitely don't want Guts, so we can just take Stand Power here. And then this needs to be a rest. It's a shame, because that's a really nice power training. But even if we did take that, we wouldn't have the energy to make it through our slate of races at the end of the year. We would have to cancel the Erica show, and then we'd lose out on 100 race points. So we'll just take the rest now. We should be able to run all 3 of these. We'll take a look at the trainings we're passing up on just in case. It's an interesting stamina training, but I don't think it's good enough. Especially because this is a rival race. We want to get a skill hint out of this. Good. We are very high on energy right now, so we can afford to gamble. Winning a gamble feels great, and a Vita 20 is exactly the kind of thing that I would buy over something like a Guts manual. We don't need Deep Breaths, because I don't have a way to get the gold version of that, so we'll just take skill points. We can also take speed over stamina here. Our inheritance is going to take care of stamina. We'll pop into our shop at 166. Oh, never mind, the Guts Notebook is gone. I was one turn off on that. That's fine. We can still just hold onto our coins then. The notebooks really are not a valuable buy at all. If you're thinking just in terms of like how many stats are you getting out of an item that you buy, you can usually turn something like a stats bracer, like a speed ankle weight or like a stamina ankle weight, into stats at like a 1-to-1 ratio. It is not that hard to turn 1 shot point into 1 point of speed if you spend it on a bracer. Whereas for something like a Guts Notepad, you're basically turning 3 shot points into 1 stat. This is really not a good ratio at all, and I don't think there's really any circumstance where you should buy notepads unless you're extremely rich on coins. And even here, given that we're early game, I don't think we are. It would be very possible to spend all of this immediately if we see something like a speed facility promotion, plus an empowering megaphone, plus a grilled carrot station. All of these coins would be gone. So I'm not going to pick up this Guts Notepad because I don't think it's a good value right now. This is 3 consecutive races, but you cannot get a mood down for running consecutive races on late December turns. So we're fine. And we've also escaped junior year without using alarm clocks, which is very nice. We'll gamble again because our energy's fine. Speed scroll is good. We are very interested in that. A Master Cleat Hammer, we want to have 3 of those by the end of the run. So given how flush we are with coins, it makes sense to try and pick one up now so we don't have to do it later. Get a little bit of energy back, although this turn will probably be a wit or a rest if I had to guess. So what do we have to buy here? Stamina manuals are getting better in value. This is closer to 2 shop coins for 1 stat. I think that's fine. Speed scroll is straight up 2 shop coins for 1 stat. That's basically your benchmark for if an item is good or not. Master Cleat Hammer we'll grab. Stam training application for this run I think is a trap. We're not running stamina cards, so we're probably not going to end up buying that. Pretty Mirror super early is actually kind of interesting. What else would I be passing up on? Oh, a grilled carrot too. Wow, this is an insanely good shop. Okay, so we get speed ankle weights. I want these Guts ankle weights too. I want to come back for those. I want this megaphone. I want both of these wit manuals. And I want this miracle cure. I want everything here. Take the cleat hammer off because we can get more of these later. We don't need these until the end of the run, so it's not a priority buy right now. Give me the Miracle Cure just so that if I run into some disastrous early game event, I can make it go away. We would very much like to run a pre-open somewhere in that territory of races, though. So use the Pretty Mirror. Then, go ahead and use the Grilled Carrots as well. Those do stack, which is nice. That gives us a rainbow speed. It gives us... No, there's not really anything here. This is probably a rest turn. I mean, it's for sure a rest turn. So let's take our rest. We're passing up a versus race, but we'd be running 4 in a row. We don't want to be doing that. A hint from Fine Motion is good for building friendship. This puts Shinko, Windy, and Haru to gold, but it's a Guts training, which is not hugely important. There is a race that we could do today. This shop is extremely high value for us right now. Like, we still want the Master Cleat Hammer. We still want the Motivating Megaphone. We still want the Guts Ankle Weight. I wouldn't even mind picking up an Energy Drink Max EX, and I want this Wit Manual for sure. I think I raced today. I want everything that's in this shop. So let's get our coins for it now. We can handle friendships later. We're also mostly full on energy, so I'm fine gambling here. And then take me back into the shop. Give me this Master Cleat Hammer. Give me this Motivating Megaphone. And then we still need to run one more race to get the other things that I want. But we can do it in the next 4 turns. So I believe there's G2s here. We'd be looking at the Yayoi show to do that specifically, because we can't run races here, and this is just an open. I don't really want to run an open if I can avoid it. This is Haru to gold. This is Shinko Windy to gold and fine motion progress. That seems much better. The earlier we can progress fine motion, the more free energy we might get out of whip trainings. That's a great time to get energy back. This is Tosin Jordan friendship progress, but also a good rainbow training. This is 40 stats. Nothing, 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 nothing. And then as far as other races go, we're targeting the Satsuki show here, which means we really don't want to race late in March. If we pop a coaching megaphone here, we could benefit from it for 2 turns, because we're probably going to train late March as well, and then we could just drink a Vita 20 to get our energy back. Coaching megaphones are fairly cheap, and I think this is a good enough turn to burn it on. So let's go like this. We're getting an extra 7 stats out of this, but if we get another 7 to 10 stats out of late March, that's basically getting value out of that megaphone. Good energy recovery for Valentine's Day. We don't technically have to run the Yayoi show. This is a good speed training again. It's actually a really good speed training again. What am I passing up? If I don't race today, what am I giving up? I'm giving up a Guts ankle weight, which I do want before we go into summer break, but I don't need it now. I'm passing up a Wit manual, which is unfortunate, but then I'm also going to be critically low on the shop coins when we have a shop refresh in early April. What an interesting decision. I think I'm supposed to... Well, okay, so I can take this training, and then I can race late March, and I can still get coins there. I can do an open, which is not ideal, but the biggest thing I need right now is shop coins. It's not necessarily running G2s and G3s and G1s for stats. I think I can afford to take this. And now I'm really heavily incentivized to race, because I can still get into the... Oh, I can't get into the shop fast enough. We're going to lose all that stuff. That's okay. It's okay, because we want to continue building coins, and we have a shop refresh this turn. Okay. I'm fine gambling here, because we're probably going to rest after the Satsuki show anyway. Bring Tenno, and that's it. It's 80 stam, though. Shop refresh. We have 2 cheap power manuals. A grilled carrot is beautiful right now with charming. This is incredibly lucky to be seeing these. A Vita 20 is good. Coaching megaphone is good. Power manuals are also good, especially when they're on sale. So I think we buy all of this, and then we buy a coaching megaphone. We probably buy a stamina ankle weight just because they're cheap right now. We might see a good stamina training in summer break, because people just line up there randomly. You never know. Let's go ahead and pop that. Moving air groove and fine motion closer to gold. Let's go run our Satsuki show, because this is an epithet race. We would like to be triple crown. It unlocks a lot of extra stats for us later. This is a very lucky run that we're on right now. The gamble doesn't really matter. Well, it kind of does. That's a good shop, too. Holy cow. Stam 20 versus power 20. Stam's going to take care of itself. Give me the power. This must be a rest turn. I know that we could buy the Royal Kale Juice and then we could like cupcake it away, but we can also just take an organic rest on this turn. There is so much stuff in that shop that I want to buy. I think we go like this, and then we go like this, and we're targeting early June for another rest. Trainings, we're giving up on an okay Guts training. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. So what do I want to buy in this shop right now? Buy the stuff that's discounted. Well, stamina ankle weights aren't a huge priority when there's so much more good stuff above them. Like, good luck charm we want. Power scroll we want. Royal kale juice we want. Power manual we wouldn't mind having. Coaching megaphone we wouldn't mind having. These leave in 3 turns, though. I think I can afford the royal kale juice. I think I can find a way to afford that. The power manual, we're probably going to have to let that slip, just because we're very tight on coins right now. So let's grab this. Having a good luck charm is just really nice insurance. Take our rest. 50's fine. It's better than 30. I'll take speed, stamina out of fine motion. And then we very much like this to be a race. Obviously, we need to run the derby. The derby's not optional. The derby is mandatory because it's part of a bunch of other epithet chains. Okay. Good. I'm fine gambling here, I think, because the upside of a gamble is really high. Losing the gamble is unfortunate. A wit scroll is also unfortunate. I don't know how I'm going to afford all this. Energy 10, I would love that right now. Alright, this is also a mandatory race. There is no amount of stats that would make running this not worth it. Royal Kale, Power Manual. Discounted Stam Ankle Weight. After the Derby, we can get the Coaching Megaphone, and I can also get the Speed Manual and Wit Scroll. We're going to be a little light on coins going into Summer Break, so if we see good stuff in the Summer Break shop, I don't think we're going to be able to pick it up, which is unfortunate. And then we're passing up on, again, like an okay Guts training, but it's not amazing. Passing up on a bad Wit training, passing up on a bad Everything training. Let's just go run the Derby. We will be alarm clocking that. Second in the Derby is not acceptable. Any epithet race, especially the ones that are part of a Triple Crown, be it the classic Triple Crown or either of the senior Triple Crowns, are basically always worth an alarm clock. They are explicitly what you're saving your alarm clocks for, because the gold epithets that they unlock later in a run are worth an enormous amount of stats. This is also going to be a rest going into early June. And I believe we still have a Vita 20 on us. Yeah, so we can patch up our energy a little bit if we need to. We want this discount coaching megaphone. I don't need a second stamina ankle weight, we're fine with just one. I want both these manuals though. Let's keep building our stats, and then we're going to run the Takarazuka Kinen, and whatever coins we get out of the Takarazuka Kinen is what we spend in Summer Break. None of these trainings are super worth it. If we had like full energy, I would take this Wit training in a split second. But we need to rest here instead, and ideally hit plus 70. Plus 30 is brutal. We're still gonna race, but we might have to drink both of our Vita 20s. Okay. We don't even have the option to gamble. That's fine. Up tempo hit for besting a rival. Alright, show me like a Vita 60. Vita 20 is pretty good. Coaching Megaphone I can skip. We have one of those. We haven't seen any of the good Megaphones though, unfortunately, so we're just gonna have to live with what we've got. I think we take Vita 20. Speed Manual, Wit Manual. We skip the power ankle weights. If we have a good power training, we can just buy them. And then if we have a bad training this turn, we actually rest. That is a fairly good turn, though. Yeah, that's pretty good. No real reason to hold on to these. Well, let's do 2. Because if our next turn training is bad, then at least we get value out of a rest. We would also like to megaphone these. We'll use the better of the two megaphones. This is not a training that's good enough to blow an ankle weight on, though. We're going to wait on that, because technically we could be getting triple rainbow speed trainings right now. So we're going to hold on that. Medium straights is not a hint that we're going to be using. This is potentially a rest turn, although this is the kind of training that makes us buy stamina ankle weights. We do have a stamina ankle weight right now. We could Vita 20 and stam ankle weight this. So what are we getting out of this, right? This is why I like this idea of running Guts cards over something like Power Sunday. We're getting 30 mood effect, 15 training effectiveness from just Haru being here. And then we're getting another 10 training effectiveness and 50 mood effect from Air Groove being here. It's like another 35% stats or something like that. Ish. 50 mood effect is worth around 10 training effectiveness. So we're between 30 to 35 extra stats, 30 to 35% more stats coming out of this just from these two being here. That's a fairly good training. Let's take a Vita 20. I don't love this. Take a Vita 20 and a stam weight. If we see a good training next turn, we're going to have to use our Cupcake plus Kale Juice. Okay, well, you know, this is why we keep items on us. This training, we will be using a speed ankle weight on. Well, actually, we could tag this one. We could tag this one. We could good luck charm speed ankle weight this. And then if the training on the last turn is bad, we rest. Yeah, you know what? I like that more. So we go like this. This might allow us to preserve our Kale Juice plus Cupcake for one of the guaranteed mood up events. We're getting an extra 57, 77. We're getting an extra 81 stats out of this, so that seems like it's pretty good. There's a single Rainbow Guts over there, but like this is what we showed up for. Give me that. Lucky 7, I don't really care. It's another good speed training, man. Okay, well, now we're gonna do this. Pop a coaching megaphone, pop an ankle weight again. This is why we buy items. So we have nothing left at the end of this summer break, but this has been an extremely good summer break. Give me an extra 43 stats out of that. 756 speed coming out of summer break. Our power is lagging behind. This is actually a really good power training too. What? Or a speed training. What the heck? I really want to get back to racing here because we have no currency left. Is it a versus today? It is a versus today. I think I'm probably supposed to take this speed training. And then we go race, rest. No, I think we go train, rest, race, race, rest, race, race, race. Something like that. I think I can afford to take this training. The deck is too good right now. It's giving us trainings that are too good. And it's problematic. That's not good. Mercifully. Mercifully, that's a bad training, so now I can race. We have a Nakayama, Nakayama, and Hanshin. I don't think there's really any difference between these. The Hanshin and Nakayama races, we do a ton of them everywhere. We're going to run the Arima twice, so let's run the Hanshin and then the Nakayamas. They'll take care of themselves. We desperately need race coins right now, though. I don't like not being able to buy anything from the shop. Sure, gamble, why not? We're not going to train next turn anyway. Speed ankle weights is good. Power scroll is good. Discount is good. Alright, Vita 20 for sure. Power ankle weights and speed. Well, no, you don't need power ankle weights. Just grab speed ankle weights. We want both these megaphones. We want this power scroll. We also wouldn't mind this discount power manual. We'll be able to buy it after the next turn. Maybe we should have one power ankle weight on us, just in case we see a good power training. But let's start with this. And then this turn should probably be a rest. We don't have a versus race today. We don't have any good trainings today. This is a good rest turn. Plus 30's okay, we can survive that. And then we'll look at the trainings today, but today is Kikukusho day, and we would really like to be Triple Crown champions. So we're going to be taking that. Do I have the stamina to do this? Yeah, we're at 532. We should not have any difficulty winning this race. We are a mountain of stats right now. There we go. By distance, yeah, very, very good. Early November, we would also like to be a rest, although if we see a good training, we could probably make it work. None of these are good trainings. This seems like such a good turn to just rest. Give me a power scroll. I'm really tempted by a second speed ankle weight, honestly. I don't see a lot else here that I want. Give me another speed ankle weight. We'll run the Derby in late November, or the Japan Cup in late November. We can buy power ankle weights off of that. Flacker, I don't really care. Yummy cat food, I definitely don't care. I don't even know what Akikawa's friendship does in this scenario. I don't think it does anything good. So let's take a rest. 50's perfect. We are giving up not really any trainings to run the Japan Cup, so I think that's perfect. Let's go get a skill hint. Good. We were full energy, so we can afford gambling here. We want to buy almost all of those items. There's our Triple Crown epithets coming in. It's an okay stamina training, but I don't have to take it. Well, we'll figure out how to do Fine Ocean's friendship later on. I don't really need her at max, because we're not looking to train wit. Pretty Mirror, we can let that go. We have Charming already. Discount Power ankle weights, I think we're very interested in. Artisan Cleat Hammer, we can skip. All these we can skip. And then we go Good Luck Charm, Wit Manual. I don't need a second Power ankle weight. We can grab a Power Scroll. And I'm fine spending down to 11 here, because we're going to run on both of these turns. We can't get the mood down late December, so we can run 3 races in a row. We're probably strong enough to take on the Stayer's Stakes in terms of stamina right now. Tazuna agrees. So give me this. Might as well run a G2 instead of a G3 if we have the option. It's also a long, which means that when we get the skill hint from beating a rival, it has a chance to be a hint for longs instead of a hint for mediums. And given that we would like this to be a long Team Trials runner, I think that is advantageous. Master Cleat Hammer, we will buy. It's a Pace Chaser hint? That's fine. I tried my best. Sprint straightaways? Definitely don't need that, so we'll be taking stats. Energy and mood down? That's okay. We can potentially fix it just by winning a race. So give me Master Cleat Hammer. I don't need any of this. I really don't feel like I need a second power ankle weight. I especially don't want to pay 50 for one. If it was discounted, I'd think about it. But I think we're just waiting to see better items at this point. And then we're giving up a single rainbow training, an okay stamina training, all things considered, but we shouldn't need to train stamina ever this run. Let's just go do our versus race at the Arima and win another G1. Good. We would really like to find a way to bring our power up just a little bit. But the biggest way that we do that is honestly just by training speed. And by buying scrolls, basically. There's our hint for Head On, which is very valuable. Glittering Star and Unique level up. And then we're into Senior Year. Mood down again. Can I see like a berry cupcake? No berry cupcake, no. So grab me a wit scroll. We don't care about leveling stamina. We don't care about pretty mirrors. The 20% megaphones are not that good. But I really don't have many right now. I guess I would take another one. Vita 20, we take Wit Manual, we take Stam Manual, we take... I think we take all of those. When is my next guaranteed mood up, is what I should know. Uma.guide has a really nice table of them. Uma.guide, Trackblazer, guaranteed mood up. We were showing this thing on stream all the time. I'd really might as well just like bookmark it, honestly. Mood up. There it is. Alright, so if you pop over to everybody's favorite guide resource, Uma.guide, these days, they have this excellent table of guaranteed mood ups and guaranteed plus energy events that happen over the course of a Trackblazer career. So, the unfortunate part is that we don't have a mood up coming until late October, which means we really need to fix our... Go away, Malwarebytes. We really need to fix our mood issues, like, right now. So we're probably going to do that with a recreation rather than a rest, even though our energy is low, because normal is pretty bad. If we were just at good, I would be fine trying to fix that through, like, Etsuko events, but being at normal I really don't like. So let's get that repaired. We still have energy issues now, so we'll probably do, like, one race, and then we'll go into a rest. A versus race today is perfect. None of these trainings are so strong that they pull me away from racing. So let's get a rival race done, and then we will go and take a rest and rebuild our energy. Especially because our shop coins need a bit of a refresh after blowing everything at the start of senior year. We'll gamble because we're about to rest anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Speed scroll's good. Megaphone is good. Cupcake is good. We're going to buy that cupcake immediately, probably. Passing up on a few bad trainings. This wit training would be nice if we had more energy for it, but we'd probably run a versus race instead. Let's pop into the shop and buy the stuff we need. An empowering megaphone, absolutely. Master Cleat Hammer, we want to buy all of this. We'll come back for the Master Hammer. But we'll buy these three, we'll race late February, and then we'll come back and buy that Master Cleat Hammer. That'll be Master Cleat Hammer 2? That's Master Cleat Hammer 3. So after that one, we're done. And plus 70 is perfect to get there. So we are almost guaranteed to race today. It would take a very good training to pull me off of it, because this is what allows us to buy Cleat Hammer 3. We'll do the Diamond the Stakes. It's a long, which is convenient for getting us hints at the end. Get something like Inside Scoop, or long straightaways, or long corners, or something like that would be very nice. Can gamble on energy because we're mostly full. Good Luck Charm we'll definitely buy. Gut Scrolls, Stamina Eater's a good hint. Please control your mood. Alright, Master Cleat Hammer before it leaves. Good Luck Charm is nice to have. We're running the Osaka High late in March, so we're not racing today. Just buy these two for now. Double Rainbow Speed at normal mood is so sad. This is also kind of an interesting guts training. I don't think it's worth blowing a megaphone on. It might be worth blowing a cupcake on, though. Oh, we don't have a guts ankle weight. We never bought one. We definitely don't megaphone that then. I don't think that's necessarily worth it. We're going to use a cupcake and we're going to take this training because it also helps with Fine Motion's friendship. And we do care about that a little bit. And then this is going to be Osaka High. This is going to be a rest. This is Spring Tenno Show. Neither of those trainings are good enough to pass up a race that contributes to a gold epithet. So we'll go ahead and take Osaka High. Good. Gamble, because we're going to rest next turn anyway. Speed scroll's nice. Guts ankle weights is nice. I would really love to hit a mood up off of one of these, though, going into summer break, so I don't have to fix it with other stuff. Corner recovery, hesitant front, long S, Umamusume. That is a good inheritance. That's a really good inheritance. And we have so much stuff to buy now. So I think we're skipping this gut scroll, because there's so much more important stuff in here now. Reset whistle's huge. Speed ankle weights, we already have 2. I probably don't need a 3rd. I'll buy a Vita 20. I'm skipping a grilled carrot because it only helps fine motion at this point. Discount stand manuals are a very good deal. And then I guess you'd also be looking at, like, a motivating megaphone for the last 3 turns versus just a speed scroll, but I think we're probably going to cap speed. We're at 905 right now. I don't have to make a decision on the rest of the stuff in that store right now. Let's just wait and see what happens. That's a good guts training again. How do I want to handle this? I was going to rest today, but that's a good guts training. I think we buy a guts band for it. I really wish that I had blown the megaphone early March now, because we could have doubled it up here. I think we take guts ankle weights. I think we aim for training... We aim for resting early May, and then maybe training late May. So we'll do a coaching megaphone for 4 turns. Guts, ankle weight, good luck charm, so we don't have to worry about energy here. This is just a level 1 gut, so it's fairly anemic, but I mean, we're getting a decent amount of stats out of this. And we have an air groove hint on it, which might be useful. Plus for 10 closers? I think maybe not. Worse. All worse. And then we're at 0 energy going into the Spring Tenno, so we need to pop a Vita 20 just to survive this without getting a mood down. We'll hop in here. The bright side is that we can only win the gamble at the end of this race. It's impossible to lose the gamble. That's actually an incredibly useful mood up. That's really nice to see Chizuna there. This must be a rest. It is not negotiable. Are you losing anything in the shop that you wanted? Yes. Buy that speed scroll just in case. I really don't think I need the rest of that stuff. Take a rest. Please, plus 70. Plus 50 is okay. 1 Rainbow Guts training, anemic power training, everything else pretty bad. This seems like a great day for a versus race. It's also on a long. So we get potential long hints out of this. Okay. We'd like to rest either early June or late June. Tactical tweak? I don't want tactical tweak. Okay, guts training, it's not amazing. I don't really think I want any of those. We need to rest this turn. I don't want to run 3 races in a row, and the Takarazuka Kinan is part of the Spring Triple Crown. So this has to be a rest. And then this has to be a race. Look at the training, just to make sure. It's like a triple rainbow speed, you might skip it. It's not, though. Alright, we're looking really good for summer break here, at least. Good. What are we looking for in summer break? We're either looking for massive guts trainings, or we're looking for massive speed trainings to pull power up. I think we're going to cap speed no problem this run. Wow, that's a lot of items. We should be okay on points right now, though. Let's take a look. We have 271. I would really like an empowering megaphone if we see a good training and it leaves this turn, so just grab it. I'd really like a second one. Gut Scroll, I don't care. Scholar's Hat. We should really try and buy that. Vita 20 is good. Wit Manual's good. Speed Manual's good. You leave in 6 turns, and you're 280. How do I afford you? That's 230. I'd have to skip an empowering megaphone. And I'd have to run during summer break. I really don't want to do that. You could actually just buy it right now and skip the empowering megaphone, but then, well, you do have one already. Yeah, you should probably do that. Oh, it's 280. Alright, buy this empowering megaphone. We're going to need to run one time in summer break to get that. Double Rainbow with Haru there is extremely good. So we go Speed Ankle Weight Empowering Megaphone. It's not a triple rainbow, but it's pretty close. That's 61 extra stats. This is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's not a versus race. Oh, there's no race. This is probably a wit. You have 2 Vita 20s. I could also whistle this turn. This is probably a good turn to whistle because I have the empowering megaphone active. I'd like to see a better training this turn. That's marginally better. It's not much better. It's a little better. This stamina training is also kind of interesting. Because we have a stamina weight. We don't have a stamina weight. We have one in the shop? No. That's unfortunate. I thought we had a stamina weight. Hey, these are the kind of turns that you want to try and hold on to one for. Unfortunately, we don't have one, though. Do you care about that speed training? You're kind of committed to it now because you rerolled this turn. You could just take the stamina training even without a stamina. Yeah, you're right. And then I think we have to race this turn in order to buy the fast learner cap. No, we don't. It leaves in 4 turns. We can race early September. That's what we should be targeting. So we're going to let all of this stuff fall out of the shop. Yeah, we can't really buy anything else. We're committing fully to the Scholar's Hat, basically. Single, single. An interesting wit. I'm fine gambling on a 7% failure here. Oh, I should have megaphoned that, but we're gonna megaphone this one. So how do you want to handle this? I think we go empowering megaphone, speed, ankle weight. No, save the empower. Well, what's our speed at right now? We're at 1025. This training is going to give us around 80 speed. So it's going to put us at like 1100. I don't think we need to blow the empowering megaphone on it. I think we can just use like a coaching megaphone on it. I think we can go coaching megaphone, speed, ankle weights. And then this should be the last speed training we ever have to do. At 22% fail, I think we drink 1 Vita 20. No, we good luck charm this. How much energy does this cost me? A lot. Yeah, we good luck charm this. We take this speed training to go to 1098, and then we never have to train speed again. And then we slow metabolism to fix this energy problem. And then we race so that we can buy the Scholar's Hat. This sequence of 5 turns is probably the most complicated series of 5 turns that I've had in Trackblazer so far. That felt really complex to navigate. But I think we made the best choices, except for not using a megaphone on that one wit training. Gamble energy here and win. Good. Now we buy the hat. And that's all we can do. So we say goodbye to all of... Well, we don't have to say goodbye to all of it. You can get the whip manual, too. So now we're out of race points again, but we have a scholar's hat, so we consume this. That's just going to make all of our skills cheaper at the end of the run. We rest this turn because I want to race, race, rest, race, race, race. So we take a rest here. We never had Speedstar show up, did we? I actively do not want to see more Matekane events, knowing that I haven't seen Speedstar yet, so I'm sending her home. I do not care about it. Power Manual, Reset Whistle, Berry Sweet Cupcake I could probably skip at this point. Stam Weights I want. I want both these Reset Whistles. I want the Vita 20, I want the Stam Weights. We'll be able to get them out of these races. Unfortunate that this is not a versus race, but I need to do it for coins. So we have to run Japan Cup. We have to run a Rimakinen. We have to run Tenno because this is the Autumn Triple Crown. I don't want to do the QE2 Cup because that puts us into a 3-race stretch, and I don't really want to deal with that right now. So I think we run this race anyway, even though it's not a versus race, and then we just do like the Stayer Stakes again on early December. I think that's how our schedule shakes out. We're costing ourselves 1 skill hint here, but we'll live. Fine gambling, because we're going to rest soon anyway. Speed scroll, we don't need speed scroll. We actively don't need speed scroll. Our speed is going to cap. We don't need to train speed anymore, our speed is going to cap. Unfortunate that our power is as low as it is. Our stamina is going to wind up around like 900 probably. This is actually a lower roll run than the others that we had on stream, now that I'm really looking at it, but let's unpack that later. Maybe Guts isn't working quite as well as I thought it was. We haven't, again, taken many double Guts trainings, though, but maybe that just means that Guts doesn't need to be here. Maybe that can just be double power cards again. Well, let's finish this run out, and then we'll deal with that later. 15 power, extremely valuable right now. This is our rest turn. 70 is wonderful. Mood down, you are actually killing me. We don't need speed ankle weights, we don't need speed scroll. Empowering megaphone will be useful for finals turns. Power manual, reset whistle. We'd probably need like 1 Vita 20. Stamp ankle weights would be nice. Reset whistle would be nice. I want to find a way to buy that berry sweet cupcake, but let's just hope that we hit Etsuko somewhere in these last 3 turns, and then we won't have to worry about food. And then this will be 300 race coins going into the final shop. It's going to be pretty hard to justify skipping Japan Cup, so I don't really think I'm looking at any of those. Okay. My guess right now is that this style of deck where you're running Guts probably works a lot better on a trainee that has power growth. Or speed growth. Because that would let us shave down to 2 speed cards. Creek has neither. We're looking at stamina whip. So like when we train Guts, we're getting 0% speed bonus or stats bonus, and I think that's probably an issue with trying to take this approach in particular. We have a rival race on the long, so we'll take it. Okay. Gamble again, because it doesn't particularly matter at this point. And then let's go buy the shop out. Master Cleat Hammer we don't need. We have all three. Guess I wouldn't mind having a second stamina ankle weight in case we see a good training. Guess I wouldn't mind having a third empowering megaphone so I can megaphone all 3 turns. I should just buy this Berry Sweet Cupcake in case we need to fix mood on the last turn. So we'll have 142 coins going into the final shop. I think that's fine. Double check your trainings. Yeah, there's nothing. 3 consecutive races is fine. We're expecting to get around 80 stats out of the finals, so we're going to cap speed almost perfectly. We're going to wind up around 900 power. We're going to wind up at like 850 stamina. We'll obviously be alarm clocking that. I would like my epithet, please. Thank you. We can gamble on energy here because we're basically full. Speed scroll is fine. We shouldn't need a good luck charm at this point because we have energy recovery items. And then I think the last item was a power ankle weight, which maybe we should get. And the shop refreshed. Alright, stand manual, cleat hammers we don't need, speed scroll we don't need. Power ankle weight, like technically we could get a good luck charm. We could also get another stamina ankle weight in case we have 3 stamina trainings. It's not like we're going to do anything else with our shop coins, so sure. We also never fixed our mood. So I think we're very happy that we got the berry cupcake. Let's patch this out. Interesting guts training, but not great. We can whistle here fairly aggressively to see better trainings. I'm looking for better guts training specifically, probably. Well, you know, it's an okay stamina training. It's only level 1, but we can megaphone and bracer that because we have 3 stam ankle weights. We might as well spend them. Getting another 25 stats out of that? That's not bad. Oh, I forgot to use the cleat! Oh, we're gonna lose out on plus 5 dull stats here. Oh, it's so annoying that you have to click the cleat on that screen specifically. Punt, 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 punt. I think we still cap speed. Okay, guts training. Okay, wit training. Again, I'm kind of looking for stamina trainings. Like, I want to use all of these weights, so whistle me until I see a good stamina training or power training. That's a good enough guts training. I wish that I had guts weights. We just never really saw an opportunity to get one. But this would be a great turn to use a guts weight on. It also almost ensures that we cap speed this run. Use your cleat. Get your plus 20. Okay. There we go. And then, not good enough, and also we just have a whistle. We might as well whistle it. It's an okay guts. It's an okay stamina. I think if we take this stamina and megaphone it and whistle it, we'll get to 900 stamina. So let's do that. It's gonna be close. No, we'll get it. This is gonna put us at like 875. Yeah, 877. We'll be at 897 after the race, and then we get a plus 10 at the end. We'll also cap speed. So this is going to be like 1200, 900, 930, 600, almost 600. It's okay. The guts is not working as well as I thought, so we'll run through it after this race. I cleated that, right? Yeah, okay. Thank God. Okay. And then we have 2100 to spend. Let's start with... We never got Speed Star either. That's so sad. Yeah, it's a little bit of a low RNG run. So we can take Radiant Star, get a little recovery, get a little speed. Head-on is good. Umastan's good. Disorientation's good for team trials. Shrewd Step is good for team trials. Stam Eater's good for team trials. Long Corner's good. Extra Tank, I think I can do better. Prepared to Pass is good. Homestretch Haste is good. Ramp Up's fine. Straightaway, Wreck, Corner, Wreck are insanely cheap. Acceleration is fairly cheap. And then we're at 300. These two are 260. These are way cheaper though, and they trigger more consistently. Anything else I'm missing? Tactical Tweak is unlikely to fire because we're not going to be towards the back mid-race that often. Not all tracks have downhills, so we don't need straight descent. Lucky 7 is not good. Up-tempo's medium, that won't even work. I think you can just probably take Extra Tank. No, because Extra Tank might not trigger if you're too high on stam. Take deep breaths. Deep breaths will trigger more reliably. This is just team trial skill selection. So I wound up at 1200, 907, 932, 635, 591. I don't think that's as good as some of the decks that we were playing with on stream. The important takeaway here, though, is that this is a bad run with a bad deck on a runner that does not have mile aptitude, and we're still nailing S ranks. There is a probably medium to high S plus Super Creek with a better deck in here, and you do not need miles to do it. So having miles at G or F or, you know, any of the low grades, anything below like D, I would say is probably the point where it's not worth the skill point investment to try and fix it. It's not fatal. It makes your Trackblazer runs a little more annoying to plan out. It makes them a little more unstable, but by no means is it the case that you can't use a runner that doesn't have mile aptitude. Yeah, I'll follow you for your Matikane. By no means can you not use a runner that doesn't have a mile aptitude. This may also be a better creek than our current Team Trials creek. Let me take a look at you. 15-1 versus 15-6. Okay, numerically it's better than any other creek we made on stream. Just by virtue of the fact that you have long S, you're probably better, although it really sucks that you're missing a gold recovery. So we're losing a little wit. The power is basically the same, the stam is basically the same, but long S is quite nice. You're going to do better on shorter tracks. You're going to do better on longer tracks. Yeah, I think we can just roll with this one that we just made. Still, though, there's room for improvement here. This can be an S+ rank Super Creek for sure. For sure, for sure. Although next time, for tomorrow's video, I think we're probably going to try and rebuild Tamamo instead. I want to keep working on these long runners so that we can figure a long deck out in preparation for the next Champions Meet, which is going to be at the 3,200 meter Spring Tenno Show track. So, let's jump back into career and take a look at our deck. We're not going to run another career today. I don't have time for that. But I do want to change this deck. I don't think Double Guts is working. It's working to pad our numbers out, but it's not working to actually build a strong runner because it's leaving us a little low on stamina and it's leaving us a little low on power. I think Fine Motion is fine as a card that just wanders around and helps trainings out wherever she can. I think both of these Guts cards need to be power cards, though. However, I really do not like Marvelous Sunday. We've covered this extensively at this point. I don't think she's a good card. At all. At all, at all, at all. She gives you good initial stats, but she doesn't do anything for your run after your past junior year. She's just a dead card in your deck, basically. Even her power trainings are not amazing. She's only got like 35% friendship bonus, no training effectiveness, no specialty priority, no mood effect. So instead, I think we're going to go something like this, because Nishino Flower has a big chunk of race bonus for 13, but then she also has like 57% mood effect or something like that. We can actually pull up Game Tora and find out, so let's go do that instead of just talking out of our butts. Actually, you know what, we'll just run the full comparison. It's been a while since we looked at a comparison, and this seems like a good time to do it. So here we are back with the compare tool, and I'm also realizing that I actually had my OBS configured incorrectly when I was showing off the Trackblazer guide earlier. This is Uma.guide's Trackblazer guide, where we were talking about where the guaranteed mood ups are. You get a mood up early Feb, late September, late October. You get energy early March, late June, late December. I'll pin a comment again that just mentions like where this guide lives, but it's a little too late to go back and like record this whole episode over again, so we'll stick with it for now. Here's the comparison though. So primarily we're looking at these 4 power cards as our main options. We have Nishino Flower, who's mostly just there for race bonus. 13% race bonus is very nice, but we're also getting 52 mood effect out of her being here. And she's not a half bad power card herself with 46 specialty priority, 20 friendship bonus. Ishi Amazon is extremely good at actually training your power. We have 40.8 friendship bonus, 37 mood effect, plus 10% race bonus, so she's actually contributing to your Trackblazer deck at the same time. 46 specialty priority, again, she's going to show up there fairly consistently. There's Daitaku Helios as an honorable mention. She's not great at training power. She only has an 18% friendship bonus, but she does have 50 mood effect, which is equivalent to 10 training effectiveness. So you can just pretend that this is a 10 here as long as we're in great mood, which we usually should be. She also has a meaningful amount of race bonus, and she has extremely high specialty priority if you want somebody showing up to power consistently. And then there's also an honorable mention here for Biwa Hayahide, who I think is probably the best roaming power card that we have access to. Only 18 friendship bonus, so she's not great at training power, but she does have 12 training effectiveness and 26 mood effect. So this is roughly equal to 15% training effectiveness, and when we get her up to max limit break, it's closer to something like 18% training effectiveness. The problem is that at max limit break, her specialty priority also gets fairly high, but she's really contributing a lot of stats if she decides to wander off of power. So given what we have access to right now, knowing that for Creek we want to actively build power and we want to get our power stat higher, I'm looking at Hishi Amazon and Nishino Flower as probably being our 2 best choices that we have available for actually building power in this deck. So we take Hishi Amazon, we take Nishino Flower, and then we continue borrowing Fuku just for stats. And I think this is the long team trials deck for just about any trainee. If we need a lot of stamina and we have a trainee that doesn't have stamina growth, we might want to think about switching out Fine Motion for Manhattan Cafe. Although Manhattan Cafe only being at 1 limit break is fairly sad right now. We really wish that this was somewhat better, but there just aren't good stamina cards for Trackblazer right now. And if possible, using your power to train stamina is very convenient for trainees that have like a 10% or 20% growth rate. As we've seen with a lot of the creeks that we've made so far, this is the only deck that actually used a stamina card. So we wound up at 1066. This one wound up at 932 with no stamina whatsoever. This one wound up at 920 with no stamina whatsoever. This one wound up at 907 with no stamina whatsoever. So if you really need to push that above 900, like we will need to do for the CM, you're probably looking at using 1 stamina card, and you'd probably want it to be like a Super Creek Borrow if you weren't training Creek yourself. And outside of that, I think you can largely ignore it, just because of the way that buying manuals and hitting training weights and hitting megaphones works. So So with that out of the way, let's go jump into team trials and see how we're doing. We did get demoted this week, so we are all the way back down into class 5. I don't think we're going to have any problem escaping class 5 this week, and the next time we get into class 6, I want to stay there. We are going to be rebuilding a significant portion of our team trials roster, and I think that this will be the moment where we can pivot our mechanics knowledge of the game into staying in class 6 permanently. I've been looking at some of the results that other players are getting out of Trackblazer, and it doesn't look phenomenal, to put it politely. I see people who are stuck at like A to A plus with decks that, or with cards I should say, that are a lot better than the cards that we have access to, and it gives me hope that we can turn our mechanical knowledge of the game into a permanent class 6 residency, at least for the duration of Trackblazer. However, to do that, we're going to have to rebuild significant portions of this team trials roster. So that is what we are going to spend probably the rest of this week on. And then over the weekend and into next week, we'll begin on CM prep again, which is going to be its own very, very interesting battle. This is not an easy CM track coming up, and it should be very interesting to see what kind of strategies people are using in order to try and just survive it, let alone win it. We'll take our daily shop. Take an alarm clock. Alarm clocks are so insanely valuable now. Take our last team trials run. We should check and see how Creek is doing. He is winning. So that's a good sign. D4! That's not good enough to keep us in class 6, but that's very high. She's doing real well, is the answer. These are the 4 Trackblazer rebuilds. They are miles ahead of anybody else. I think that is a very strong indication for the current team trials that we live in. So promotion line is currently 516. It's probably going to get closer to 554 over the course of the week. I don't think 554 is safe necessarily, but also we have a lot of rebuilding to do in here. We've only built 4 Trackblazer runners so far. There's a lot of room to improve. Let's go get our daily races out of the way. Get our free money. Vodka's probably our best mile runner at this point. We'll grab her. We'll take another shot, and then we'll go spin the bingo wheel, and we'll check in on the club, and we'll wrap up for the day. Use? I don't need any of this. How's club doing? Still there. I'll take my 20 club points for that. Thank you. Go spin our bingo wheel. Claim our event missions as well, I suppose. 12 career playthroughs, team trials 30 times, team trials 40 times. We'll get that done. And I'll do our 8 spin. Probably finish this card up because we're going to hit pity. Yeah, there you go. And then how far do we get on this card? Pretty good, honestly. But that is going to do it for now. If you are enjoying Uma, do make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really do use those metrics to see what people are enjoying watching and tailoring things accordingly. And if you have any questions about today's run, or our plans in general, or you just want to let me know what's going on your account, drop me a note down in the comments and let me know. I will see you guys tomorrow for some more team trials revisions and further long runner training. But until then, I've been Chef, and I'll see you guys around next time. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.